Manny, Chris, welcome to our offices.
Thank you.
You guys are nearing the end of your long tour for this fight. You guys have been spending a lot of time with each other over the last 2 weeks. What's your impression of Chris, having traveled with him and done lots of interviews with him?
Well, he's a good guy. He's a nice guy in his team. We showed professionalism and we should respect each other.
And Chris, vice versa, what's your impression of Manny, having spent so much time with him over the last 2 weeks?
Manny's exactly he's exactly what you see. What you see is what you get. He's a humble champion. He's a good representative of the sport. His team are very respectful and professional. It's been a pleasure going through the tour with these guys.
Chris, you're a local guy. You have a very interesting background. Talk about your background, where you're from, your educational.
I grew up on Long Island, on the North Shore in Huntington Village. Great place to grow up. Academics was really stressed when I was a kid, so it was important for me to get a degree. I went to Stony Brook University, another Long Island school. Ended up getting my master's degree in nutrition, in clinical nutrition. I was a professional kickboxer all through college, and then during my master's degree, I started my boxing career. Currently 20-0, and the WBO light welterweight champion of the world.
What made you want to get into boxing after, obviously you could have gone in many different directions in your life? Why boxing?
It's a passion of mine. I've been watching it since I was a kid. It's a dream for me to be doing what I'm doing right now. I'm blessed and honored to be able to compete at the highest level in something that I love. Not many people get that opportunity, and I've really tried to grasp every opportunity that's been put in front of me.
Also, post-boxing, you have designs of maybe even one day becoming a doctor. Talk about that idea.
The plan was always to go to medical school. I finished up all my pre-medical studies in undergraduate, even though they weren't necessary for my degree. So that's always an option. I definitely want to keep pursuing my education. Whether it be a postdoctoral program or actually going through with medical school, it just depends. It depends what kind of options arise as I finish up my career.
Manny also has a very interesting background, being in politics, being a congressman in the Philippines. Just talk about what led you to get involved in politics.
It's because I want to help. I have desire to help people, and Philippines is very poor country, and there's a lot of poor family there.
There's been some rumors about you may be even running for president one day. Is that in the future for you, or?
I don't know, but right now it's not in my mind. And my focus is to continue my boxing career and to focus on my position as a congressman. And of course, I have a lot of things to do. My family and the basketball thing.
There's been a lot of talk about you one day possibly facing Floyd Mayweather wherever you go. That always follows you. There's been talk about maybe you facing Floyd at some point next year. What are your thoughts about that?
Hopefully, he will fight, but I don't think he will fight. But I always announce that just let us know. My line is 24 hours and 7 days a week.
Why do you think Floyd doesn't want to fight you? You think he's afraid of you? What do you think it is?
I don't know. He's not afraid of me. I think he's thinking about his record. That's what the reason why he don't want to fight. But it's not about the fighter always fight. But I think he's worried about his record.
Floyd is always in the news for different types of things, and recently his former fiance brought a lawsuit against him, in which one of the things she said was that he actually pulled a gun, allegedly, against her. What are your thoughts about when you hear stuff like that?
When I heard about that, I said I'm gonna pray for him, and it's not good example for the people, to all the fans, especially the young people, and what we're trying to do is to promote boxing in a right way, and to be an example for the people.
What are your thoughts about Chris as a boxer and also as a person in general after getting to know him?
Chris is as this short time that we were together in the promoter. He's a good guy in his team. He's a nice guy.
What about as a fighter? I mean, he's somebody that's recently kind of come on the scene recently after his beating Ruslan Provodnikov in June. What was your impression of that fight?
He's tough. He's a very tough boxer. I know Ruslan is a heavy puncher, but he survived. I mean, I thought he cannot survive in the first round when he knocked down twice, but he deserved for this fight. Deserved.
Chris is also a tall fighter. He's 5'11". I believe you're 5'7". What advantage, if any, will that give Chris, or just facing a guy that tall?
He's advantage, and also I have an advantage. So we both have an advantage. It depends how we use that advantage.
And Chris, having watched Manny from afar for a number of years, thinking even back when you were in high school, you probably watched him on TV, and now to be facing him, what is that like?
You know, it's a natural progression in sports. You know, you got the young, hungry guys coming up, fighting the established guys. Manny was in the same position while I was in high school. Actually, when I was watching him come up, he was the unknown guy fighting, the current champions and working his way up and being the underdog. Now the tables have reversed. You know, and it's just a natural progression of the sport.
What did your last fight do for you, confidence-wise? Getting knocked down twice, having to get up and then win a decision. In
terms of confidence, you know, that fight really didn't change me. I was very confident going into that fight. I'm a confident person in general, especially, you know, in my skills, and I knew I was tough before that fight. It's just the rest of the world didn't. So it wasn't anything that I necessarily learned in the fight, but I just got to show the world, you know, a different facet of my game.
How has your life changed since winning that fight and then getting this fight with Manny?
It's changed pretty dramatically in terms of just world recognition. You know, I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, but no one really got the chance to see it. You know, everyone just talks about my last fight, but I've had a lot of tough fights and against good guys over the years. But now it's just we just have more of an audience, which is something I've been clamoring for years.
So Manny, what advice would you give Chris in terms of facing you in the ring?
No, I mean, do his work and training, prepare, make sure that 100% condition, and I will do my work also. I train hard, and let's get a good fight to the fans.
And Chris, you know, in terms of facing Manny, I mean, you're a tall guy that likes to box. I mean, what advice would you give him in terms of, you know, an approach, how to face you?
It's kind of an interesting question. How do you tell your opponent what to do? You know, I would just say it's pretty much the same thing. I really think this is going to be a great fight. You know, we've got two guys who throw a lot of punches. We've got, you know, fast hands, and two guys who are good strategy fighters. You know, we're going to be out there we're going to be playing fast chess, you know, with punches. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, and you know, I'm sure Manny's going to do what he always does. He's going to be in great shape, and he's going to come to fight. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm be in great shape and come to fight.
Well, thanks for coming here, guys, and good luck in
November.
November.
Thank you.
Thank you.